Welcome to our special miniseries, H2OMG Plays D&D, where members of Fort Worth Water's customer engagement and conservation teams play Dungeons & Dragons with a water conservation twist. Come along and join us on this adventure as our heroes save water and save the day. On this episode, we are introducing you to all our players and their characters and talking a little bit about the basics of D&D. Then we'll have 3 episodes of an exciting adventure, and maybe we'll even learn a thing or two about water. Okay, everybody, welcome to H2OMG special H2OMG Does D&D edition. This is episode 0. So we are all here around the table, and we're going to talk about our characters, and we're going to talk about the basics of D&D, and yep, that's it. So let's have everybody introduce themselves. My name is John Michael, and I'll be playing Drippy the Water Drop.
My name is Jillian North, and I will be playing Hydra Pollywog.
That name gets me every time. I am.
Can you do it like a ba-dum-tsh?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Please do. There we go. I am Katie Holloway, and I will be playing Hiya. I feel like I gotta say it every time. Hiya.
Great.
That's how you say it, huh?
Yeah, like a hiya, but
There's
only
a-
tinier and mightier.
There's an apostrophe in there, so I was wondering.
I don't know why I thought it was just Kai. That's how it reads.
You gotta add the at the end. You know, Hiya.
And I'm Michelle Birmingham, and I'm playing. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know how to pronounce my
was
character's
wondering.
name. I did a generator. I wanted it to begin with an I in honor of my mother,
Oh, nice.
and that was the first one that I kind of liked. I'm gonna say it's Elehana.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I
nice.
love that.
Is how I think so. Elehana.
Yeah.
Or is
I
it
like that.
Elehana? You think that's what it sounds?
Yeah.
Does that look what it looks
That's
like?
that's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Or should it be Elehana?
Ilahana.
Elehana?
Or
'Cause it's
Eliana.
Elehana.
Ilahana.
Elehana.
I love it.
We're gonna spend this
We're gonna
entire
figure-
podcast trying to pronounce my name.
Can we just say it
few
a
more
different?
times.
Can we just say it a different way every time?
Yes.
Elehana. Elehana.
Elehana.
So you can just decide how you want to do it, and then just go with
Just let
that,
us
and then
know.
I'll tell him.
I'm a person that pronunciation I stumble through it.
Yeah.
And it makes me uncomfortable. So
That's
Well-
why we brought you to this podcast, Michelle.
to make you uncomfortable.
We talked about, we said our characters' names, but that's all we
Yes.
said.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we also want to talk about what race they are, what's their class, what are some of their powers. So let's go around. Let's start with Michelle this time.
You mean Ilahana?
Sorry.
yeah, this is Michelle. I don't know that person. It'd be cool if I could pull up my person. So I'm a half elf, and that was chosen because I have elf ears.
In real life.
Because in real life,
life.
because I wouldn't mind having like real elf ears. That'd be kind of cool. But I have prosthetic ones that I regularly wear
But
to
you-
the Renaissance Fair.
You've said that people have told you in the past that you're elf-like.
I have
So-
elven-ish features because I have angular, very pointy fingers or features, not fingers. So when I put on the elf ears, people are like, "How does that fit your face?"
Yeah.
And
Looks
I'm like,
normal. Yeah.
because I have a pointy nose. So there's that. My class is paladin, and I chose that, mostly because I wanted us to be like a balanced group, and I felt like we needed some warriors.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Some heavy hitters.
yeah,
I
and
agree.
so also maybe because like that's not in my natural nature, maybe.
So you want to beat things up in the game?
Yeah, or
I
just
can see
you
that.
know. So I thought, why not branch out here? So yeah, so we went with that. So warrior with a cause. That's kind of me, anyways. INFPs in the house. Always got to have a cause behind something.
Are we two?
And-
Me and Michelle are INFPs. Are you two guys E's?
Yep.
Myers-Briggs, whatever.
Yeah.
Look it up.
We're obsessed with it here.
So Katie and Jillian are E's. Me and Michelle are INFPs. maybe let's. Okay. No, sorry.
I don't know. I mean, there's my race and my class. What else do we want?
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Kitty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Come on, John Michael. All right, so I am a wood elf of the fighting variety. So Michelle and I are the heavy hitters, the muscle of the group. Let's see here, just like in general about my person, then, kind of.
Just
a little
we'll
bit.
get into the backgrounds.
Yeah,
and
just like, do we want to just do like physical stuff? Because besides that.
Oh yeah, you want to describe what you look like?
Yeah, so my arms are longer than I am tall. So I do know that.
Very ape-like.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I'm only 4'3". However, because in the description it said that elves were either very short or very tall. So since I'm only 5'1" in real life, I decided to go very short. So I'm only 4'3", but somehow I have a 5 foot long or wide reach. So yeah, so my arms are longer than I am tall. I'm my dexterity. I'm very I'm very dexterous, and I like going through the trees and breaking things. Apparently, because I'm a fighter. And I think in here somewhere it said I can stare down a bloodhound without flinching. Was that a thing? Hold on, now I gotta find it because it definitely said. Where do you see like a
Features and traits. Is it
physical?
like personality traits and stuff?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So if you go to
Oh yeah, here it is. I can stare down a hellhound without flinching.
Woo-hoo.
I enjoy being strong
it.
and like breaking things. So there we go.
Where did you find that? In the
If you go to either description and then your background.
oh, and you chose that from a list or something, or did it just?
No, it auto generated. So I'm a soldier,
Mm.
and then it went to my alignment is lawful good, and my lifestyle is wealthy. So I own shops or stuff, and then that's whenever under there it said like your height, your weight, and then it went into personality traits.
How'd you get so wealthy just swinging around trees and breaking stuff?
she's a
Listen,
trader. She
listen.
has lots of shops.
You don't even know my backstory.
we'll get into
Yeah.
that.
Yes. There we go. That's pretty much me. Very short, very long arms.
I think she has pages of backstory.
Yeah, it
So,
feels like
yeah,
it.
okay.
I'm excited to hear it.
I had a squad of nerds helping me out on this one, thankfully, because I needed
That's
help.
the technical term. Squad
Squad
of
of
nerds.
nerds.
She
I
called
say it lovingly.
the squad of nerds, and I called a Best Buy Geek Squad,
Yeah.
and they're the ones who did my background. So, Hydra.
Oh, Hydra Polywog. Well,
Such a good name.
I love that name. Hydra means water. I thought that was fitting. Polywogs are tadpoles, so they are, obviously born in the water. Oh, we're talking about our race and our class. So I am a water genasi. Is that the class or the race?
That's the race.
Okay, yeah. So my race is a water genasi.
I think it's Genasi.
Genasi, I'm sorry. I'm the one that says
don't
GIF
know.
when it's really GIF. So
No, it's GIF.
okay, yeah.
Sorry.
So genasi, I'm a water genasi, sorry, and a druid. I don't really know what else to say other than that. I have blue hair and green skin. I'm 6'2".
Oh wow.
I know, yeah, because you'll hear in the backstory why I'm 6'2" and
Oh, boy.
187 pounds.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's a good story.
We had to even out our heights. I'm so short, Jillian. We had to have one person.
Yeah, but what's funny is that my strength level is extremely low, so I'm like this big Hulk, but I have no strength, and so
I'm
you guys
basically
are like
Xena
the
warrior
small.
princess.
I know, yeah.
I'm like
so I feel like we
6
have
foot tall.
a good. I feel like we have a good rounded
Muscle.
team.
Jillian's basically a feather blowing through the wind.
I'm a feather. I'm a feather.
Okay, we are here to protect
yeah,
you.
we got you.
I can float on the wind.
Hey, I'm trying to.
John Michael's gonna lose it over there.
Don't get
That's
scared when
Drippy's.
I press buttons over here. It's
Okay.
okay. I saw your face. You were
Oh,
like,
I just wasn't sure what was going on.
that's okay. Oh yeah. So I'm playing Drippy Dropkins, the water
I
wizard.
didn't know his last name was
It
Dropkins.
is now, and
Dropkins.
so he's so really he's a giant water drop. But the race that I picked on D&D Beyond is a sea elf, right?
Very elvish group here.
Yes, very elvish.
And like I said, I'm a wizard, so that covers that. We'll get into more Okay. I think we should talk about each of our personal experiences with D&D or with board games, because let me tell you, none of us are very experienced with D&D. So now it's a good thing that my friend Mike, who's doing the dungeon mastering, has a lot of experience with D&D, and he's great. He's a great DM, and he's very creative, and he's very good at like improvising things and on the fly. So we're in good hands. Okay, don't worry. So me personally, I've played a lot of board games for a long time, and I've also read a lot of Dungeons and Dragons novels and fantasy novels in general all my life.
There's novels for Dungeons?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I
there's
didn't know that.
ton.
This is shocking to me.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean,
how's that shocking?
Well, I knew there were books, but I thought they were all game books, you know?
Oh, there's a ton of game books, but there's so many novels. I think that, and they come out so fast, I think that by the time you read all of them, there would be so many more to read that you could never finish. They are as numbered as the sands. Okay.
As numbered
Wow.
as the sands.
So I've been D&D adjacent for a long time. And I just started playing actual D&D maybe 6 months ago. So I'm pretty new. And what about you guys, Jillian?
Oh yeah, I have no experience or knowledge of it. But I do have a source that is fairly knowledgeable. I'll say fairly. He's like extremely knowledgeable about it. He's been playing for probably 15 plus years. He is definitely an expert on the subject.
Okay.
So I've consulted with him as my brother-in-law, John. Shout out to John Ware, y'all. That's his name. And so he's given me some pointers, but
And he helped with your character's background,
yes,
right?
he helped with my background, my backstory. So, yeah, that's my experience level.
Katie?
So, my nerd squad. That's pretty much as close as I've gotten to D&D. My husband and I, we really like playing board games. I used to not like playing board games, just in general, until I was introduced to co-op games, because I have a very mean competitive streak, and so me playing board games.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, right. Me playing board games just always ended poorly. They're just never good. And then whenever we were like playing co-op games, I was like, sweet, you know. So it's not me against my husband, it's not me against the world.
You're working together.
Yeah, we're working together. So it all ends up being, because then I can just be mad at the game. You know what I mean? Not be mad at everybody else around me. So like Eldritch Horror, all of that stuff. Gloomhaven, Scythe, we have a lot of different games. Robinson Crusoe. So I like playing those sort of games. I like the story aspect of things like Eldritch Horror, but I've never played D&D. Where I used to work, a lot of my employees played it, and those were my nerd squads that helped me formulate my backstory. Like Jillian said, she had help. I had help too, because I didn't know what I was doing. So I brought them in to kind of help, and they've always played, but I lovingly call them my nerd squad, because I would make fun of them, because I was like, listen, if you're going to play it, you need to go big or go home. And they would never like dress up. They would never play the part. If you're going to do a role-playing game, I think you just need to go all in.
Yep,
I mean,
I agree.
Just go for it. So they help me out. So that's my extent, has been D&D from afar, I guess you could say. So I knew it exists, but yeah, as close as I've gotten to has been Eldritch Horror, Gloomhaven kind of things.
Yeah. And now today you're finding out there's a whole world of novels.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm not going to read them, but I had
sure.
I had no idea. I just
Well, yeah, you're not a nerd.
You know, I just don't like the fantasy. I just don't like the fantasy realm of things as far as books go.
Okay.
As far as books, I've never read Harry Potter. I'll just
Neither
say
have
that.
I.
I know.
But that's fine.
My show just had a stroke.
Her eyes bugged out.
I mean, actually, I have not read them, although I am currently reading them with my son at night.
That's fun.
And it
That's
is
fun.
the best
So fun.
thing
Yeah.
ever. They
That
now
is-
make these gigantic ones that are like picture books, and
Oh,
they're
cool.
like
Yes.
huge. And they have
Very cool.
paintings in them.
Okay, I think
Not
I'll do
every
that.
page. Highly suggest. I think they've only done the first 4. Like they're slowly, whoever's redoing these, adding to the series. Best thing ever.
I think I'll
And
probably
turning Johnny completely into a Potterhead, like
Potterhead.
straight up.
Yay.
I'll
Total
probably
propaganda.
start with something that I do like like Lord of the Rings or something. But,
Yeah. I don't know. Harry Potter's just fun. Don't hate.
Actually, I already bought Carrie a D&D picture book. It's the ABCs, and so each
I
letter
saw- I
it's
did
pretty
see
cool.
that,
They have
yeah.
one for
Yeah.
numbers too. But
Oh.
okay, Michelle, what's your experience with D&D?
Really none, which people might find shocking.
Well, you read the whole game book.
I did not read the whole game book. I scanned it thoroughly.
Yeah,
my
Michelle
brother-
was really laboring over creating this character and read most of the player's handbook. So
A book is to read. I don't understand what's wrong there. Yeah, so no, my brother used to play, but he would go to somebody else's. He'd be like, I'm off to go play D&D.
you weren't invited.
And I'd be like, that sounds lame. And now but that's like when he was like 18. So here I am at 38, now playing D&D, and it's obviously not lame anymore.
Obviously.
Board games, nope. I'm just
So you have the least dice rolling experience out of the three of us, I think.
yeah, and I don't like even playing games. To be really honest, I'm just weird.
And she's our muscle too, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so
Who
normally I
invited?
don't like games.
Who invited Michelle?
So this will be interesting. Yeah, but I do like the whole fantasy genre and stuff
Yeah.
because I'm hardcore Game of Thrones fan.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
hope this. And now I have a severe void. I'm telling. I still every Sunday. Yesterday I was so sad because
It was around around 8 o'clock
I had
at night.
nothing to gather around the fire to watch. And it's just not the same anymore. Life is meaningless.
And the other day, I told Michelle, I was like, hey, I think I found something that can take that darkness out of both of our lives. And I found out that they're doing a Wheel of Time series. And I told her that I bought the book and the audiobook, and the audiobook is 29 hours long.
Wow.
And so I think that really
insane.
That'll do it.
pushed you away from the Wheel of Time. But
I was like, huh. He was like, first book's almost 1,000 pages. I'm like, okay. Well,
yeah.
nice.
I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
did.
I don't.
Let's see.
So, but I'm excited. So, despite all that.
Oh, don't yawn, John. Mike.
I'm sorry.
You know how this works.
I'm sorry.
You've got 2 Cokes.
We're also horrible, like, yawners. Like, if I
no.
see somebody yawn, but he's the same
start it.
way. So we've had,
just
like,
go
meetings
back
where
and
we go
forth.
back and
Just
forth
thinking
yawning.
about it.
It's really bad.
I can feel it right here in my
It's
cheeks.
really bad.
So let's get into the backgrounds of these characters. Okay, let's really flesh these guys out.
Okay.
Okay, who wants to go first?
You.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, mine's
yeah,
mine's very
Drippy,
short.
Whatever his last name is.
Drippy
So-
Dripkins.
Yeah, Drippy Drippy.
Dropkins.
I'm
Dropkins.
sorry.
Is it
Dropkins.
is it McDropkins?
No, just Drippy Dropkins.
I keep wanting to
Yeah, add something to it.
McDropkins.
This is my character. So, so basically, everybody knows. If you've looked at our Twitter, you know that I love Drippy, the water drop, and I love putting him in pictures where he doesn't belong. And so he's just kind of figured out his own character on his own. He's like a living thing now. And he's a little bit of a troublemaker, a little bit of not a dummy, but he's probably not the smartest guy on the block. But anyway, he was born from a rain cloud on top of Mount Waterdeep. He's
like that. I like that story. The imagery there is great.
He's always had a passion for water since he's made entirely out of it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Naturally.
He recently got a job at the Waterdeep Water Department as an apprentice and is working to finish wizard school to become a full-fledged water wizard. So that's sort of his background, a little bit of his background, and his motivation for adventuring.
So working for the Waterdeep Water Department is just his launching for his wizard career.
Well, they're helping him pay for school, so
Yeah. Stepping stone,
I mean, spell books are expensive,
They
and
are.
cauldrons, come
They
on.
are. Yep.
So that's pretty simple, but we'll find out more about all these characters as we adventure.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next? I know that
You're looking at
you
me,
two
so I
have
feel like
Yeah.
Katie and Jillian have very, very deep backgrounds. So
No,
maybe
they're
we
not
should
Yeah.
get
deep.
me and Michelle's out of the way.
It's just a little background.
A little page and a half background.
Jillian pulled out her composition book from Greek, and when you were in high school.
Honestly, in college.
College.
And I was I like to keep things together, so it's got pockets and it's got a lot of room for pages.
getting
So
serious.
I
Everyone,
just
it's
like
It's
to.
bright
Got it.
purple.
If I,
It's got a folder.
I
That's
like
a big
to
deal.
keep things together.
College ruled paper in cursive. So this is legit.
Well, I'm not
wanna-
critiquing your story.
I didn't critique yours. I like it.
I'm just
He's
kidding. I'm
admiring
just kidding.
your dedication.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I feel like I'm next.
Do you need some water?
No, I'm
first?
good. I got some water.
Okay.
Tap water.
So, because my name has to do with frogs, like a tadpole, Hydra Polywog was born near the water in the Lake of Steam, which is a place in Waterdeep. And it is a mineral-rich area, so things grow like plants and animals and all the like stuff in the Lake of Steam grows to be.
Can I take
Large-
a wild guess
Yeah.
and say that the Lake of Steam is something that John told you about?
Yes. Okay. So
I'm
that
just-
is a hint from and it's located in Faerun. So it's like, which is the continent, the subcontinent.
Oh, it's not in
that-
Waterdeep.
It's not
okay,
in
okay,
Waterdeep.
yes,
So
okay.
I originated outside Waterdeep.
That's okay.
Waterdeep, somewhere else in Faerun. And then I make my way to Waterdeep eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But Waterdeep is in Faerun. So I figured we didn't have to start out in Waterdeep. We could
No,
just
no, I
end
didn't
up
give you
there.
any rules. So, that's
So,
fine.
like I'm
great.
saying, Lake of Steam is a mineral-rich area that produces larger plant life and animal life and inhabitants. And so, therefore, my character has grown to a larger size of 6'2" and 187 pounds. In the Lake of Steam, Polywog met all kinds of merchants and traders and learned the druidic arts. She traveled throughout Faerun collecting knowledge through the Sea of Fallen Stars, through Toad Squat Mountain, and eventually to
Toads?
Waterdeep.
Toad Squat?
Toad Squat
I like
Mountain.
that.
The Toad Squat Mountains. Yeah, that's a place in Faerun somewhere.
I'm actually from Toad Squat, Tennessee.
Hey, really good. We could be cousins. No, but eventually Polywog made its way to Waterdeep. And
Very nice.
in the bustling city of Waterdeep, Polywog decided that she could make a
Wow,
difference.
second page.
Yeah, second page. She could make a difference there in Waterdeep, and she got a job at the Waterdeep Parks Department.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Waterdeep Parks and Rec.
Waterdeep Parks and Rec,
Nice.
because she wanted to make a difference. That's it.
That's great. That's a lot
That's
of,
my background.
yeah, that's a lot more
I
time
like
than I spend on
the
my.
traveling aspect, collecting knowledge, because my character is supposed to have some wisdom and knowledge, and so that's its strongest. And so I'm like, how do you gain knowledge? You basically, you read a lot, but you also meet a lot of different people.
Wisdom.
and-
Wisdom.
Yeah. No, that's great. I like that. And I like the reference to the Sea of Falling Stars. I hadn't thought about
Yeah,
that since I read
Sea
all
of
those
Falling
D&D
Stars.
novels
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
That I didn't know existed.
Yeah, I can't. Wow, that's crazy. It's always funny, like when you have something in your life that's so like a big part of your life and like important to you, and then you find out that other people have never ever heard of it. and
Yeah, I
it's
know.
like,
Yeah,
it's weird.
shocking.
Yeah, I just assumed everybody knows. Oh yeah, D&D, all the novels.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not judging you guys. I'm saying you guys probably had lives in college.
Not so much.
Anyway.
Yeah. I studied Greek, so there's at one point, so I had no life.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I can go. I mean,
I think Michelle's writing hers right now.
I didn't even write one, so
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna totally
Just
do
gonna wing
mine off the fly.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
okay, I can't wait to hear that.
I mean,
Me
mine,
neither.
mine is. I mean, mine is a little off the fly, but that's just because I don't
You don't
No,
like the one?
well, no, I don't really talk about my past. That's the problem here. Is
Oh, I
yeah,
thought that's what I thought that's what we were supposed to do.
it is. It is. However,
She's already in character, I think.
Yeah, there are some people that just have done some things or have, been a part of some things that just don't want to talk about it, and I just don't want to talk about my past here.
Oh,
No, I
That's
do.
part
So
of
no.
that's how you made all your money.
Yeah. No, I make my money I own some small shops, and sort of my gig at City Watch. I'm part of City Watch, right? Is that what you said I was? Yeah, City Watch. Yeah. So that's sort of I do sort of like Jillian. That's my public service. I don't make my money working for my local government. That's just more of a passion of mine. But I do own some small.
This government thing is a side hustle.
But I do, kind of have, a side job where I run some small shops here and there, and but I don't know. Everybody has a past, a history, and some's rougher than others, and so it's heartfelt and hurtful, and I just don't always like to talk about it.
We got a damaged one.
Yeah, right. So it's hard. But
Where all
That's
your
okay.
rage comes from.
yeah,
You're fighting,
maybe,
you're fighting
maybe,
rage.
maybe a little bit of it. It's definitely where my long arms come from. So I think I'm 140 something years old now. But like Jillian, I'm a traveler. I come from forest outside of Waterdeep, just because I don't see any forest in Waterdeep map, right?
No, not
Yeah,
really.
so I come from, so I'm not from Waterdeep, a little bit farther away.
They don't even have any parks, really.
Yeah, goodness.
What do you do at the
I'm
parks
there
department?
for. You know what? That's a good question. I'm building parks.
There she is. Yeah.
I'll also,
Some green space.
while
in
we're
there.
talking about it, I did a lot of research.
Here we go. What's that? That looks
Park
like
of
There's one over there.
That's the Hero's
Like a-
Garden. This
there
is the
you
City of the
go.
Dead. Are you talking about that? That's a cemetery.
But
Somebody's
they've
gotta
got
mow the lawn.
plants in the cemetery. Right.
While we're talking about it, let me just say that I did a lot of research because I was trying to, because of the story that we're going to tell, which I know because I wrote it. And then I'm going to have to pretend that I don't know the story when we're playing. But I needed to know about Waterdeep's water system. How do all the people who live there? It's a very big city. How do they all get drinking water? Well, nobody knows.
Aqueduct.
Because there's no rivers coming in. I'm looking at the map right now. There's no rivers coming in. They're on a salty sea. Where do they get their water? So I had to make it up.
What is it called? Desalination plant.
yeah. Desal
A
plant.
lot of them.
I
They're all in
I
one.
don't remember what I was gonna say, but I had to make it up. So anyway, so they don't have parks. They don't have a water system. This is a completely untenable city.
The
So
market.
Mount
I feel like
Waterdeep,
that's
that
where all
can
my
be a
shops
park.
are.
I can, and yeah, see these mud flats, I can maintain those
Yeah,
mud
see,
flats.
It's
I
just
can
John Michael's
maintain
unexperienced
them.
eye. He just doesn't know all the
Yeah,
opportunities
right.
for wildlife
See it
conservation.
all.
Goodness, John Michael.
See it all.
But I think by looking at the map, then my shops are in the market. Would that be a good place to have my shops?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean,
that's
that
where
would be it.
That's where my
right
shop.
here.
Where you're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
make your money.
yeah.
It's kind of small though.
Well, you know what? I own a big chunk of it. So but yeah. So what else?
I think it's Michelle's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Her
gonna say, I
backstory.
think it's everything.
Okay. So I'm inventing.
Improv.
Improv. Let's see how good. Okay. So my character is a paladin, right? So she is a warrior with a cause. So what I would like to think is that she grew up in Waterdeep, either like in a monastery or a library, and that's where she stayed all the time. And she just trains and reads. By the way, this is what I really want to do in real life. And just trains and reads and trains and reads and kind of knows that someday she's going to be summoned for a cause greater than that. Yes. But she knows she's been preparing. It's kind of like, what's his face in Game of Thrones? Gendry.
Oh,
where
yeah.
he was just like, he always knew,
Yeah.
he kept fit, that one day he was going to get called up and have to fight.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. I've been reading books, taking names, knowing one day I was going to be called up to fight. So I'm ready to go.
I like
Um,
it. I
and you-
imagine you in Castle Waterdeep, like Arya almost.
Yeah,
But
kind of
not-
like Arya.
but-
Yeah, kind of
Okay.
training.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've heard you say that several times that you want to become your character.
Yes.
That's good.
She's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see a good street.
I mean,
For-
is
that
that
you were born
Main
on.
Street? Oh, for you?
I mean,
or
no, for her.
Oh.
Oh.
Just like because I'm imagining you were born on the mean streets. And you
Warrior's
grew up-
Way.
Yeah.
Warrior's
And I
Way.
know
Would
5
that not
languages.
be a
Again, been
good one for
studying
you?
this whole time.
You could be born on Warrior's Way. Or something else. I don't know. John
Which is
Michael.
good that you're
good.
looking for a call to answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, some of these are so small I can't
Read
even
'em.
read them right now. So I gotta get my glasses updated. Anyway, I think that's good.
We'll find a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Fort of Knowledge. Ooh.
Ooh. Hello.
And see, I got excited when I saw
On
the
knowledge.
River Gate and River Street, but look, doesn't even go to a
Wholesome
river.
Justice. That would be a good one too.
There's nothing,
Yes.
no water coming into this. It's just whatever. They didn't think about that, obviously.
They didn't think about the complete
then I looked it
infrastructure
up on-
needed to support
Yeah,
a
right.
big
Exactly.
city.
They could have had aqueducts.
I looked it up on Reddit,
Underneath.
and all the answers to this. Some guy had the same question as me.
Okay. I was like,
And-
please start a thread if there isn't already one.
Some guy had the same question, and all the answers were just like, "It doesn't matter. It's a fantasy game." It's like, well, that's not.
No,
That's not
that's,
the
part
point.
of it.
So-
Yeah.
Anyway, they weren't very helpful. But if that guy's listening, I understand what you're going through. So I just made it all up. And well, the reason that I wrote it and I'm a player in it, because normally the players wouldn't know the story and what's happening, is because my friend Mike, who's DMing, doesn't work in a water department. So since this is about water conservation, I wanted all those notes to be hit. And he also doesn't have time. He's very kindly volunteering his time to help us do this. So I didn't want him to have to write the whole story and whatever. So I'm going to do a really good job pretending that I don't know what's going to happen next. So let's see. So now we're going to talk about how your characters get into the story, because we all our characters don't know each other. So none of our characters know each other, and we're going to meet. And the story is going to take place down here on Fish Street. Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
So the reason that, well, do you just want to read what I wrote here for you?
Oh, yeah.
And we'll just go around.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, okay, so Drippy is, well, I already said he's an apprentice wizard who works for the Waterdeep Water Department. There's been a sanitary sewer overflow on Fish Street.
Could you explain what a sanitary sewer overflow is?
Yeah, so we're
We're gonna get into that.
go into more detail
okay.
during the game, but
Okay,
you know, a sanitary sewer overflow happens for a number of reasons, but it happens a lot when there's a lot of rain and the sewers just can't handle the amount of water that's going in them and they overflow. So it can also be due to clogs if you let stuff wash down your drain on the streets, or if you flush things that don't belong down there, you know, you can cause a sanitary sewer overflow. And if you're ever driving around and you see water bubbling up from a sewer, please call us and let us know the location. 817-392-4477. That's our customer service line. And somebody can be reached there 24/7 and let us know the location and we'll fix it, because we don't want that happening. So there's been a sanitary sewer overflow on Fish Street down by the docks, and Drippy has been assigned to investigate. It's very important to get this taken care of, because the Festival of Trolltide is coming up, and there's going to be a lot of revelers on the streets, a lot of...
I can't wait to sell all my stuff. Money.
There's going to be a lot of opportunities for revelers to walk through this sewage, and, you know, it's a public health hazard,
Yeah,
right, Michelle? And because she works for the
Yeah,
public health.
public
I work for
yeah.
public health. Yes,
And,
this is very concerning.
So we've got to investigate and get that taken care of. So, why is your character, Michelle, involved in this?
Because my Elihana, that's how I'll pronounce it right now,
I like it.
works for Waterdeep Public Health, and she's investigating because a local healing site needs water to perform their rituals, and they aren't able to heal anyone. So
And I should say that
Did I say
There's a
that right?
sanitary. No, you're right.
Oh, okay.
But I forgot to mention that there's a sanitary sewer overflow, and there's also a low water pressure, and we don't know the
What's
cause,
going
and so Drippy's been sent to investigate both of those things. So the healing site can't get water because of the low pressure.
Ah.
Do you want to introduce?
Yeah. So Kihat works for the City Watch.
Mike is gonna hate that.
Yeah, right. Which is also, he doesn't have to enunciate it so hard. Kiat would be just fine. Works for City Watch, which is also in charge of fire safety, which makes sense because, the little you guys know about my past, I'm, from the forest, and we don't want trees lighting on fire because I love spending most of my time up in the tree canopy. So she's investigating a low pressure issue so that the city will be ready in case of an accident during the Trolltide fireworks. Because, last thing you want is a brush fire in a city with no forest.
'Cause we're looking at the map here, and it looks like a tinderbox ready to blow. I mean, there's no water except the sea and the harbor. And also, I should just say that Trolltide is a real festival. Well, in D&D.
Oh, is it?
It's real.
I thought you made it up because it sounds a lot like Roll Tide, and you went to the University of Alabama.
Yeah, that's what I
think
thought.
about
I thought
that.
this was like a.
That's hilarious. No, that didn't even occur to me until you just said that.
Yeah.
Well, Trolltide, everybody. So Trolltide, now I'm not going to be able to not think of that. Trolltide is, the reason I picked it is because it's basically Halloween, but
Gotcha,
in D&D.
gotcha.
And Halloween's my
Okay.
favorite holiday. So people dress up in costumes, kids run around the streets, getting candy, getting up to tricks. So there's a lot of parties, and there's a big festival happening in the Fish Street area. So it's
we're in
very
the
important.
Fall. Our season's the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's also good to know.
But that's not gonna.
yeah. Well,
Oh, we're not going.
No. I wouldn't have let you read it if it had come out of there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's in the fall though. Trolltide takes place on Kythorn the First. On this day, commemorating Waterdeep's victory in the Second Troll War, children run through the city acting like trolls, banging on doors and growling from high sun till dusk. Home and shop owners are expected to give the children candy, fruits, or small items. Those who give no treat can expect to become the target of a trick at sundown. This mischief typically takes the form of troll scratchings at doors and windows. That sounds cute. Those with more malicious intent sing screechingly in the wee hours and hurl raw eggs at windows. Still not too bad. Signs hurl eggs at windows, signs, and the heads of those who try to stop them. That's that's assault. Have some candy on hand or some sweet rolls, and all will be calm where you live. Anyway, that's
I should totally own a candy store then.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I got us, guys.
You're like, I got this covered.
You might not know much about my past, but I do own a candy store.
So, Jillian, do you want to tell us why your character is investigating?
Oh, yes, I do. My character is investigating the low water pressure because she noticed a fountain in a local park isn't flowing.
When you were running, like mowing the grass in a park or
I
something?
don't think I was mowing the grass because I don't think that's a very ecologically friendly thing to do. So I was not mowing any grass.
We're leaving it to its native habitat.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're
As it should.
right. And maybe if there's a fountain not flowing, then we have a water issue. We have a water supply issue. So that bothers me. Now,
Yeah, I wonder what
I
could
think the
cause that.
fountain should probably be a fountain that supplies water to like the birds and plants that like there's a purpose
that's what it
for
is.
the fountain, not just like a visually appealing
aesthetic,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Because I oppose that.
It's got serious.
Well, I'm going to
Sorry.
be honest with you. I think I already figured it out
Oh,
because you said we have low water pressure. So we have low water pressure, which most likely means, our
Hang on.
pipes
Hang
are
on,
going
hang
to
on,
be.
hang on. I'm sorry.
Or
everybody,
aqueducts.
Michelle loves spoilers. And so I'm sitting here listening to her, and I'm hoping she's not about to give away the whole story.
does she know the whole story?
No, she shouldn't.
It's
But-
she's just.
What if she has a lucky guess?
I mean,
I didn't send a redacted PDF to anybody. So
I don't have those skills.
what?
If you have low water pressure, then the pressure differential is what prevents any contaminants that could be in the surrounding soil from getting pulled into the pipe. So if you don't have that, then your water could get contaminated, hence, or we could have increased microbial activity, decrease in the amount of chlorine. Are we using chlorine as our disinfectant in this water here? And then that's why our healing fountain or whatever is not working anymore because it's contaminated. Boom, done. No more
Yeah.
episodes.
See,
Yeah, we're done. She just solved
We're
it.
done.
I just
Thanks for
know-
coming, everybody.
Is a mic drop appropriate? Yeah.
I
You
guess I
should-
didn't hit it.
You should say that during your during the investigation, though.
Okay.
Bring that up. I think that's good.
But so we've had a sanitary sewer overflow, but
Okay,
then
the
low
important thing
pressure
is-
in the rest of the city.
Let's
so
not
is there?
all try to figure out.
Okay,
the story.
sorry.
Oh my God,
Sorry.
I don't
It's
want to
just-
ruin anything.
I mean, if
I
we're
was
having
just like,
high pressure when one place and low pressure and
I just know I have grease traps in all my shops. So
Oh yeah.
you're up to code.
yeah, I'm totally.
Well,
up
that's
to
all the way
code.
up here
Any
in
food,
the market,
yeah,
so that's
any
not going to
food,
affect
yeah.
Fish Street.
Is it black
Is it-
backflow registration?
Yeah,
all
it's-
that
I'm
taken
all
care
good.
of? Okay.
Yeah.
good.
Good sanitation is good business.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you.
I mean, who knows?
You didn't think we'd get so deep into this, did you?
Maybe these two things aren't related. We'll see. Who knows? We have to investigate.
Well,
Hmm.
something's fishy on Fish Street.
Well,
Just bringing the cheese.
so
Did
So-
you buy it at my shop, please? Yes. I also sell cheese. I have a candy shop. I have a cheese shop.
Yep.
did
You are a jack of all trades.
Cannot live without that.
Completely covering the market.
Cheese.
You don't like candy? I have cheese.
I have cheese.
Because everybody likes cheese.
John Michael's so gonna regret. No, not you. Mike, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna regret ever volunteering.
Yeah,
He's going to be like, you work with the most insufferable human beings
Because
ever.
he's taken his time off to help us with this, and we're gonna make him pronounce
be
these
nice
names.
to him.
And
Gonna regret it.
I'm glad we're doing like a trial run before we.
I also offered to pay him for like lunch, to have lunch delivered to his house or something.
could.
He
that's
refused.
nice.
Aw.
So
Send,
Yeah, we
we'll
totally could.
we'll send him cheese and
Yeah,
candy.
and candy.
Candy.
Cheese and candy. I can't wait for you guys to know more about my backstory. But I gotta save it all. I have to.
You
I
want it
have
to, like,
hold-
wondering.
Yeah.
Slowly unfold.
I gotta hold a little bit of it back. It's just how my character is. It doesn't. I'm a fighter soldier, right? Something along those
Yeah.
lines. So I
Yeah.
can't give out everything at once,
yeah.
Other than candy and cheese shops.
Well, so now that we know why all these characters are getting together, let's talk about what inspired each of you to create the characters that you created. We all created them together. And so we knew what each other was doing, and we tried to balance it out. That's why we have 2 fighters and then 2 wizard people. So does anyone have a specific inspiration that they were thinking of when they were making this?
What do you mean
character?
by inspiration?
Well,
Like, what were you thinking of? Like,
So my inspiration for Polywog, there's a few different. I feel like points.
Is it
of
Miss Pollywog? Can we?
Miss Polywog? Let's just call her Polywog. Yeah.
Miss Pollywog.
Um,
Miss Pollywog.
no, but I mean, toads and frogs. Well, first of all, I have a toad at my house, or I have toads at my house that have been screeching for like months now. They've finally kind of stopped, but now, I mean, we literally have. It's like Frogland at my house, and so
it's a real toad squad.
So, I love kind of, if I could spend all of my time outside, I would. I mean, just all day, every day. So a lot of time that I spend outside, I'm seeing these little frogs and toads, and, they're everywhere. So my character, some of the proficiencies are like nature, survival. And when I was thinking about my character, I was thinking, okay, frogs and toads are sensitive to their environment and chemical changes and things like that. If there are environmental factors that are out of whack, then that can impact them greatly. Pollution absorption through their skin, environmental changes like climate variation.
They're indicator species.
They're indicators.
Yeah.
So, and loss of habitat, all of those things are very important to maintaining a functioning ecosystem. And so that was my kind of inspiration as a water genasi.
Okay.
my character's sensitive to these things as well.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about.
Okay. That's great.
Because I think about those things anyway, just
Yeah.
all the time. So
So you guys know what my inspiration was pretty much Avatar, but since we're playing the basic game, because remember we looked it up. There's Na'vi people, like the race in D&D, but since we're just beginners here, we decided on a wood elf, and my nerd squad helped me pick this out. But I also like the Avatar aspect where they do, like Michelle's character, they kind of have a cause behind it. Cause behind what they're doing. They like the warriors, but then they're also very good storytellers. And unlike my lack of storytelling for my background, I am a general storyteller. And so I think like a wood elf with sort of like a deep, troubling past, that kind of holds their guard up at the beginning for a little while, would make for a good gameplay. So I like the Na'vi, the Avatar inspiration, and kind of like Jillian's, where it's the nature aspect behind it, just because that's kind of what I'm interested in. Know a lot about that stuff, so I think it'll play into a character very well. The woodsy warrior, apparently candy cheese shop owning type.
What kind of weapons do you guys use? We'll get to you in a second.
That's fine.
But
glaive.
I was just wondering.
I know my primary one was a glaive.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant
I know I have a
aggressive.
glaive.
We'll deal with you.
ask that before.
I am not like a
yeah.
battling person, so I have a
that's right,
spear and a shield, and that's pretty much it.
Well-
and then spells are really my defense.
Well, that's true about me too. But as a focus for my spells, I use a trident. 'Cause I'm
that's
sea
right.
elf, so-
Yes, that's
And I can also throw
a
it.
good.
And I have a net too.
So
How did you get all these possessions? Because I feel like I had lots of possessions.
When
and
Jillian
then
made
you
her
were-
character on D&D Beyond, and I looked at it, she had every possession.
42 different items because you need to be prepared. People.
She had so many magic
I had
items.
2 bags that were like the,
bag of
never
holding,
ending.
right?
Yes. And
She had
just
2
in
bags
case-
of holding.
Yes. In
And I
case
guess to put
somebody
one in the other.
else would. In case someone else needed one, and then I would have one.
So
for
we
them.
quickly deleted all her possessions.
I know.
And I
I
know
don't
that's
get it.
that's the fun part. Is
thought
like
that was-
it's like shopping. I love doing that too. I love little items and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
it's Prime Day.
It's Prime Day.
It is.
It's Prime Day.
So I think I know I have a glaive and a bow and arrow because I'm
Glaive.
very stealthy fighter, and I tend to fight from the trees. So bow and arrow is always good, but then hand-to-hand combat or close combat, within that 5-foot arm span range is can get them with the glaive. So those are my 2 primaries, bow and arrow and then the glaive. But it also says I'm very good at. I think somewhere it said I was very good with like up close combat. Yeah, which I have very much so firsthand experience with that hand-to-hand combat.
Oof.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I can assume the shape of a beast.
Oh, there we go.
That's about it.
Well, don't brag. But
No, I'm telling you what I would do, or like how I defend myself. I don't really have any. Yeah.
what about you, Michelle? What was your inspiration?
Now we're to you.
Yeah.
apparently.
I didn't.
I'm allowed to
even
talk.
say it like that.
Your turn.
Oh my god. and then I want to know what kind of weapon you use.
I don't know. I think I just was trying to help round out the group, and I thought it'd be fun to,
Did you have anybody from Game of Thrones in mind? Maybe Brienne.
looks wise,
Ooh, Brienne.
probably like Brienne, like as far as like attitude,
yeah.
looks wise. I'm basically, well, no, I was going to say Targaryen. Well, that was the purple eyes because I have purple eyes.
Ooh, I didn't know you
Targaryens
had
have
purple eyes. Wow.
Ooh.
Mhm. Tall, muscular. I don't know. I just wanted to be a kick person.
Okay.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
So,
Can you
I don't
bleep
know.
it? That'll
Yeah, I
be
can
cool. Bleep it. Bleep it. Beep.
But what kind of weapon does your character use? Do you know?
I have multiples. So
Because you do two-handed fighting, is that right?
I think so. Yeah, I have a hand axe. a longbow, and a maul.
Mm.
And then it also says unarmed strike. Does everybody have that?
Yeah,
Is I'm a
that's
good
just
fighter.
yeah.
Okay. I know my hit points are really high. Does that
Yeah.
mean when
How
I
many
hit
do you have?
somebody? I'm at the max. I'm at 25.
Oh, that's
Right?
pretty good for. So
Yeah,
we're all
I'm very
level
strong.
3,
Yeah.
everybody. And I think we all picked a subclass too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to work this in, but I thought it was funny that
Etsy.
that Michelle
Yeah.
had never looked anything D&D related up on
No.
Etsy before, right?
No.
And then all of a sudden, now that we've been talking about this, Etsy is sending you ads
yeah, it sent
for
me-
D&D stuff, dice and stuff.
And I was like, what is going on? I mean, they were really pretty. They know how to get to me. They were like blue, purple, fuchsia, like my favorite colors. And I even thought about it. I was like,
Do I need this?
yeah, like I'm looking at some right now. But yeah, I was just kind of shocked and scared.
But we figured it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
that-
probably linked because of my Gmail account.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
and it's the
yeah,
same
cookies,
Gmail
yep,
account
yep,
for
yep.
Etsy and
And
for
D&D
D&D and
beyond.
beyond.
Yeah.
So they probably linked up. So
Okay.
It would have been way funnier if you never would have figured out how it was.
I've just been like, how do they know?
Yeah.
But it's just funny because
It's
I have
Etsy.
such.
They're listening to us.
Yeah, I know. And I just like random stuff on Etsy. So it was all my usual random stuff and then D&D dice.
Some dice.
And I was like, huh. So,
I know we've talked about this a little bit, but the basics of D&D, I just want to let you guys know what's going to happen on Friday when Mike starts the adventure, right?
okay.
Okay. So you guys know D&D is all about cooperative storytelling. We're working together and we're working with the Dungeon Master to tell a story. Okay. So now you can do anything that you can imagine, but some things are going to be harder to do than other things, right? So we've all got our character sheets that show our skills and stuff. And so you can do stuff on there. It shows you how good you are at doing certain things. So you'll say, he's going to describe what we're doing, and you'll say, this is what I want my character to do. Like, I want to jump over this
Troll.
pit or something. Or
Yeah.
jump over whatever. And
I love that. That's
Troll
the
in the
first,
pit. Yeah.
and
First
he'll
thing he thought of. I want to jump over a troll.
Yes.
he'll decide how hard he thinks it should be, and then you'll roll a die and you'll look at your athletics check, and then you'll see if you succeed, and he'll describe it. But it's basically anything you
So
can
like
imagine.
every
you can try.
round. So like let's just a quote unquote round. Like everything we're gonna come up against something, and then we each have to figure out what action we want to take, or do we all? Does one person generally take an action for the group, or?
Yeah.
I mean, we just talk about it like
Well, like let's say we're jumping over a troll.
Sure,
Do we
jumping
each
over a
have to
troll.
jump over a troll,
Or does one
or does one person jump over
person
a troll?
distract the
Well-
troll
Yeah,
while the
yeah,
other
okay,
person
okay.
That's what we
jumps
talked
Okay,
about.
over
so it's
it?
totally up to. It's
That's
up
what we
to,
talked about.
okay,
And if you're going to
so it's-
distract
Like I'll
it,
wave my lanky arms around and then
Noodle arms.
Yeah,
like be the decoy, and then
So-
y'all can whop them.
so we've got to get past this troll. Maybe one
Gotcha,
person
gotcha.
decides to jump over it using athletics. Another person tries to charm it using their charisma.
Oh, I have no
Gotcha.
charisma.
Maybe
And
another
these
person
are
tries to put them
all-
to
But
sleep.
we
die rolls. Did I say that right, or is it dice rolls?
Die
Die roll.
Die's a singular,
Yeah.
I think.
These are all die rolls then to do this.
And
Okay.
we're looking at our sheets, and he has all
Okay.
our sheets, and he'll say, "Okay, give me an athletics check if you're going to try to jump over this troll." And maybe what is yours?
And he decides
Zero.
like that's a 25 or something.
No,
So like he decides
Pollywog.
like it's a
negative
25.
one actually. I'm negative one.
He'll he'll,
amazing.
he'll secretly
No coordination.
decide
Yeah, like he
how
wouldn't tell
hard,
us.
No, not really. He'll decide how hard something should be, and then we'll roll the die, and he'll say, "Did we
Okay.
succeed?"
Okay.
Or,
And then
or
it's
not.
the die plus your
Plus your
thing.
ability
Your-
modifier.
Like mine's
Okay.
minus one.
That's
so whatever I
so
roll,
funny.
minus
So it's
one.
basically pass or fail. So you're just really dependent on your die though. That's just what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, for athletics? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
or acrobatics or whatever. So, and the thing you'll be rolling the most is the
My
D20,
history knowledge is
the what?
great. Plus 4.
the 20-sided die, the
Okay.
D20.
You said D20. That's what you call it.
Investigation.
Yeah.
That's the lingo.
So yeah, that's the lingo. So I'll have a bunch of these, and I'll pass them around, and so we'll all have our couple, and yeah.
Are there other D Like there's D6s and D all in
8s, 10s.
how do you
and-
determine when to
which
use
one
those?
you use.
Well, like if you look at your weapon part, it'll tell you to the side, like the damage. So the higher the D number, the more damage you do.
Wait, where do you see that?
Like
Ah, got you. Oh, that's right, because it says D6, D8,
so
and that's
you don't have a. Well, yours is a bad example, but
so
Sorry,
one.
'cause
So
I'm
like
not
1d6
useful
plus
in any
3
way.
means
A
one
resident
roll of the
noodle.
dice of a 6-sided die, and then I get to add
Somebody
3.
needs to play
Yeah,
a
you
chess
always-
game.
it'll
I
always
can
be a-
Whatever my
chess.
plus is
yeah.
that's me. Everybody's going to have a different plus or minus on that. Okay,
Yeah,
just making
pretty
sure
much.
I kind of understand.
Mhm.
Okay.
What's yours? Yours is plus what?
Like if I use my hand axe, it's a plus 3. My maul is a plus 3.
Why do
just
I have
have the
so much
strike.
for an unarmed strike? Like a +4 if I hit
What's your
it with
strength?
my hand. +2
Maybe you're just really strong.
with just my hands.
Yeah.
Forget the weapons. Hand-to-hand combat.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Just try to get creative and and fun.
I'm ready
Funny.
for this.
I tried to put in some wackiness. You asked me to make sure it was wacky. It's not too wacky.
Well, yeah, I
it's
didn't
still
want
gonna
it to
be.
be boring.
It's still gonna be exciting, and but yeah.
Who wants a boring adventure?